Now you're coming after having breached your lease with your landlord. Now I would like you to show me your lease, even though you can't have one. I would just like to see what your version of a lease would be like with the defendant.
The defendant made a separate lease with the landlord.
Did you make a lease with the landlord?
Yes, but it wasn't in the space that she was in. It was for the space across the hall, so it had no correlation.
May I see it?
Absolutely.
Now, on what date did you go out of business and leave the premises?
I didn't go out of business. I shut that business down, and that was on May 31st, 2018.
And on what date did you allege that you entered into an agreement with her to take over your lease?
During the month of May, her and I were...
Just a second, in May?
In May, and she was actually moving stuff into my center.
She didn't sign an agreement, a lease, until July on another premises with your landlord. So let me tell you what you don't have. You don't have an independent lease with her for the same premises. You don't have it. She doesn't have it. She has a lease for another premises with the same landlord.
I do, however, have evidence of her texting me and telling me he's moving me from this space across the hall.
I don't care.
Okay.
You have no right to do what you did under the terms of the lease.
Okay.
So you lose your deposit.
Okay.
Because you want her to assume not only the deposit on this new space that she moved into, but on your space. Forget it. You have to come to court with clean hands. You can't breach an agreement and then say, well, I breached this agreement, and she's not getting unjust enrichment because she's got a deposit on her own place. Now, my next question to you is, you say she owes you money. Let's be very careful about this, Ms. Quinn.
Sure.
You say she owes you money, and I'd like to know for what?
For the furnishings that she purchased when she was taking over my space to leave with furniture.
I'd like you to tell me what furnishings she purchased from you.
A couch,
Just a second, couch. And when did you buy that couch?
It would have been early 2017.
And you sold it to her a year later?
A year and a half, true.
I assume you have that bill. How much did you pay for it?
I paid $600. I don't have the bill. We just wrote furnishings in one lump sum.
Now we're here. Now I'm going to see whether it's fair. 2017, you bought a used couch.
No, it was brand new, custom ordered.
Then why can't you give me a bill?
I literally was on the phone with the bank, and they couldn't go back to my bank statements.
So you say, and I have to believe you, that you paid $600
Correct.
for it.
From Lazy
So
Boy.
maybe it's worth $200.
Okay.
Maybe. That's what you get for used furniture. You usually get 10% when you go to sell used furniture, but let's say she bought it for $200. What else did you sell her?
Waterfall.
That you had built?
That I had to order per the franchise.
And you have a bill for that?
Again, same thing. I tried to call the bank before I walked in here, and they did not have records.
You don't try to call a bank before you walk in here. You didn't think you were coming to a beach today. You knew you were coming to court today. You have to have receipts. We're not talking about something that happened 10 years ago. So now I have to take your word for it. How much did you pay for the Waterfall?
$1,500.
So let's say it's worth $300. Now, what other furniture did you sell her?
Some end tables.
Do you have any bills for that?
I don't.
And let's say I have to take your word for it. How much did you pay for the end tables?
$60 probably.
$60. So maybe they're worth now $50. What else?
And a desk I had custom built.
Now, when you say you had a desk, was that a fixed premises?
It was not, and I have pictures of it moved into the next office space that Regina sent me.
That she sent that
Correct.
she took?
No, she said that the landlord sold out from under her and moved
Just a second. So she doesn't have it. The landlord sold it to somebody else. Well, she's not responsible for that. Sue the landlord. What else?
That's the gist of the furnishings she bought.
So we have $550 worth of furnishings. Now she started to pay you money.
Correct.
How much did she give you?
$900.
Your suit is dismissed. Okay. So far, you got an extra $450 that you shouldn't have gotten.